Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurummitanyena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manovistam Stapitanyena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yukta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupa Sagrajata Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sujivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sagana Lalita Shri Vishaka Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabando Jagapate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gorangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanasute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhyayevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So, do we have some sloka to recite, or should just go ahead with today's business? Somebody wants to recite slokas? Why we use that to wait for more devotees to come in before we start the feedback? Yes.
Okay, I'll restart. Chapter 15, verse 7. Mamaivam shojiva loke jiva bhuta sanatanaha manashastanindiyani prakriti-stani kashate. Translation. The living entities in this conditioned world are more eternal, fragmental parts. Due to conditioned life, they are struggling very hard with the six senses, which includes the mind. Chapter 15, verse 15. Savasya chaham ridisa nivishto mata smritirgyanamapohanam cha vedaischa sastrair ahameva vedyo veda kedveda videva chaham. Translation. I am seated in everyone's heart. From me comes remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. By all the Vedas I am to be known. Indeed, I am the compiler of the Vedanta, and I am the knower of the Vedas. Hare Krishna.
Hi, thank you. Yeah, Mother Nikki.
Yeah, I'll go next. Chapter 15, Text 7. Mamaivam shajivaloke jivabhuta sanatanaha manasashtanindriyani prakritishtani karshati. Translation. The living entities in this conditioned world are my eternal fragmental parts. Due to conditioned life, they're struggling very hard with the six senses, which include the mind. Chapter 15, Text 15. Sarvasya jamniti sanibashto matasmitirgyanamapanam cha vidaischa sarvarhameva vejo vedanta kridveda vilivachaham. Translation. I am seated in everyone's heart, and from me come remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. By all the Vedas, I am to be known. Indeed, I am the compiler of Vedanta, and I am the knower of the Vedas. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you very much. Now, it's like you people are very fluent in that shloka. It has become part of you. Very nice. Okay. I want more devotees to come. Some of them develop the habit of coming late nowadays. So before that time, I want us to share something good, bad news, or interesting you have experienced in the last 24 hours. We're talking about divine and demoniac nature. In these last 24 hours or 3 days, have you experienced you exhibiting divine or demoniac nature? Can you share some of what you have experienced in the last let's say 72 hours. Okay, divine or demoniac nature that you see yourself exhibiting. Some divine or demoniac nature. I want us to share something.
Okay, I'll share something.
Thank you.
Oh, my washing machine broke.
Your what?
My washing machine.
Your washing board. Oh, your washing machine, okay.
It broke. And
Broke? Okay.
yes. And the person who owns the apartment is going to buy a new one. So I'm very happy about that. I don't know if that's divine or not, but you know, I was a little worried about it.
Yeah. So you don't know whether to tell him or her to buy a new one?
Well, it's important to have clean clothes.
Yeah. So how does that relate to demoniac and divine nature?
Well, I suppose there's just always kindness, you know, shown to me by people that don't have to be kind.
Okay.
And I take that to be divine.
Oh, very good. So is your landlord or the owner of the apartment exhibiting divine nature towards you?
Yes, or just it's the mercy of Krishna, however you want to take it, you know.
Okay. Oh, very good. Thank you for sharing that. Somehow the other, Krishna always bring people who exhibit divine nature towards you. Good. So any other devotee want to share with us in the last 72 hours some divine or demoniac nature? Somebody has shown to you or you shown some to someone. Okay, Madani Arika.
Sure, I can share, Prabhu.
Please go ahead.
Actually, just before I came to the class,
Yeah.
I was reading chapter 12 of the Bhagavad Gita, just for me to, contemplate on what's happening in my
Yeah.
life. But I read it daily, so
Okay.
it's not something that's new. But yeah, that's something that I do a lot. So
Okay.
I did that today, and then I also practiced some kirtan for myself
Oh,
and
very good.
for me to the lordships. So I do that daily, Pablo. So that's when I don't come to the temple, I do that all the time. So just for me to get connected. So I think that's something that is in a divine quality. I perhaps assume. So with regards to demoniac, so actually before I did that one, before I did some reading, I was like thinking maybe I should like do my laundry.
Okay.
And because I haven't done it for a week, and it's just sitting there in my laundry basket. I was like, nah, maybe tomorrow. So that's like something laziness that I was able to acquire earlier, and I was like, maybe tomorrow I'll do the laundry. So I tend to see that one as a demoniac because in our practice it's always practice to be clean all the time. So we want our rooms to be clean, our things to be clean. So that's one thing. Laziness is also part of being in the mode of ignorance. So yeah, that's one thing. That's all.
Thank you very much for sincerely sharing with us. We really appreciate that. Yeah, thank you very much. And anyone else want to share with us divine or demoniac quality someone shown to you or you have shown to someone in the last 72 hours? Based on what we have been reading, although we already mentioned all the divine qualities, and also mentioned of the demoniac qualities. So have you experienced any of this in the last 72 hours? Mother Mega Nandanan, where is Mother Tripura and others? I want to start the feedback, you know.
Yes,
What is
Prabhuji, I was calling her.
okay? Tell her to join because we want to give feedback.
Okay, Prabhuji, I'm calling.
Thank you. So let's wait a little bit for them. While we are waiting, let's have more devotees share with us. Right, Tripura?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
How is Mother Lakshmi?
Yes, Prabhuji, she's doing good now.
Okay, she coming?
I'll call her.
Yeah, because she gave presentation also.
I don't have that many notes for presentations. Were there
Yeah,
many?
you give the presentation. It's okay. I'm the one giving the feedback today.
There weren't many presentations, right? There was only like 4 or 5.
No. I think you did for about 5 devotees. Yeah.
I have Nikki and Lakshmi and Tripura, and that's all the ones I took notes from. Was there others?
Six devotees gave presentation. So 5 of them are here now. We're waiting for Lakshmi.
Prabhuji, she's not answering the call. I think she might be resting after her exam.
Okay. It's all right. So let's continue. Thank you. Are we ready for our feedback? And we should not take it very personal. It's for personal improvement on our presentation. So we should not take it personal. We should just take note of what is being observed. And if you have to write something down, no problem. You can go through them. Whenever you are making your next presentation, you can really look at this and improve on that. So I want to thank all of you who participated in the presentation. I really appreciate your hard work. You know, putting so much hard work in the presentation. So I will start based on how you deliver the presentation. So I'm going to start from Mother Nyarika. She was the first, okay? So Mother Nyarika, thank you very much for your hard work. We saw that in your presentation, okay? Your presentation had a very good introduction and a nice graphic. Really appreciate that. Good content arrangement and a nice flow of presentation. They were connected properly based on the contents. And you give a very relatable examples also, like you give a very nice one using the matrix. Oh, have you watched Matrix? Oh yeah, Matrix this, that. Oh, go and watch it. It's very wonderful like that. So it was nice. So and also thank for citing Srila Prabhupada. I really appreciate that. Like I always said, we have to always be credit to Prabhupada because without him, whatever we are studying, we cannot have it, you know. So in our presentation, we should always mention Prabhupada somehow or the other. Find somewhere to mention Prabhupada. We have to give him the glories, you know, like that. So I really appreciate that you cited Srila Prabhupada's quotes and yeah. So it was a very nice presentation. So room for improvement. So I saw that when you mentioned the matrix, maybe next time it would be nice to give us that graphic of matrix with 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Some of the character in matrix that will trigger our mind. Oh wow, make it more captivate our mind to look at your picture and like that, like that. Because the presentation is to captivate people's mind for the presentation, So I think if you use that, it will be very wonderful. And also you cited some nice quote from Bhagavad Gita. I think the surrender to me, surrender Krishna, the Krishna told Arjuna surrender to Krishna. I think it would be very nice if you emphasize on that quote because it's a very nice quote. And also if you can just show that one line, Shadimam Pram Papa Nam, and you put the translation there, that will have captivated the mind of the audience more and make them focus about that surrender to Krishna. So I think that is, if you had point to your presentation and graphic, like that next time. And also, your conclusion was very wonderful. I find it more wordings, so much wordings, because the importance of presentation is for us to be able to see what is there on the screen. Sometimes, if you put so much wordings, people cannot really grasp what is written there. Then they are trying to read, they cannot really read. So maybe if you space the wordings, maybe put less wordings in a page, so that people can just read it very fast. And also the color combination should be nice, that the wording should be highly will be very conspicuous. Okay, and yeah. Apart from that, your position show that you are very dynamic and hardworking and thoughtful, coherent in content, and beautiful graphic flow in presentation. So, and also I find out that you are rushing yourself during the presentation because we needed more time. So next time you will have humbly ask for more time. even though we
Prabhu,
gave you, even though we gave you
yeah.
even though we gave you a limitation of time. Okay, we gave you 7 minutes. Will I say, Prabhuji, please? I think I will need 10 minutes. I don't think I will refuse you. You see, because
Yeah, that's what I said in the beginning, 10 minutes, because that's what I practiced.
yeah, very good. Then you will have insisted that, Prabhu, I need 10 minutes. Then I will not refuse you. Because when we were deciding, when the Mother Nikki says 7 minutes, you didn't object. That's why we say 7 minutes. If you have said, Prabhu, I need 10 minutes, you insist I need 10 minutes, I will not say no. So in that way, it will not make you to be rushing your presentation, you understand? Because your presentation was so wonderful, you put so much hard work on it, so no need to rush it. Then you will have asked for more time next time, okay? It's okay, I understand there was debate, you needed 10 minutes, we didn't give you 10 minutes, so maybe the mistake from our side. But next time you will have insisted that, Prabhu, I need 10 minutes, okay? Is that okay?
That's fine, Prabhu.
Thank you. And so it was a wonderful presentation. Thank you for the wonderful presentation. We really appreciate and we enjoy your presentation. Hare Krishna. So
Thank you, Prabhu.
you have any comments?
I love the feedback, actually, because it's very detailed, and that's something like I really appreciate a lot. And like I can see that there are still more improvements for me to do. So I really appreciate it a lot. So thank you so much, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for accepting my constructive criticism. Hare Krishna. Okay. Thank you very much. And Mother Nikki, so thank you. You are the next online. And I find your introduction also was very nice. Dr. Pauline was telling us where to focus on Specifically, you mentioned this. My presentation is coming from the student handbook. If you want to look it up, please go there. It's like telling us where to find your presentation was very nice, and your graphic also was clear. Proper content organization, nice flow of presentation, illustrative graphic in connection to the topic. Proper reference, like, oh, this image is not mine, it's from Krishna.com, is this. Referencing is very important also, in presentation. So because if you are writing your school project and you don't make proper referencing, it's called plagiarism. I should not bite my tongue, I know you understand the word I'm trying to mention, plagiarism, like that. Means copying others' intelligent work, you understand? So whenever you use other people's work, you have to give them credit. It's very good in academic. They really appreciate that in academics. So that you don't be stealing other people's intelligence effort. So I think you make reference to where you are getting your picture. You say, this is not my work. This is from Krishna.com, which I find very nice, very academic. And your explanation was relevant and clear. So room for improvement, modernically. So after explaining about the banyan tree, then you were given how to get out of the banyan tree. I would have said, since you are given a solution, and the solution is mentioned in one of the tests, you will have highlighted the test. You highlight it and show it to us, because that is the solution. Because all what we are explaining, the solution was more important after giving all the detailed explanation. The solution also is more important. So you will have just highlighted it and give us, okay, Krishna mentioned like this in the verse, and this is the Sanskrit word, this is the meaning. Krishna said detachment. So it will draw the attention of the listeners, and they can see that. And so like that, and so you should like that, and put the quotes there. You put the quote there. Try, and also I find out that you should avoid using they call it. I don't know, maybe it's a feeling words I will call it, but it's like, okay, okay. Maybe you will have used it in another way. You'll have said, is that clear? Or are we together? Instead of okay, okay, So, it's finding like a feeling words, like it sounds like feeling words to me, but it's okay. You can use things like, is that clear? Are we together? So just to make sure that the people are with you, okay? And so it's very good. In that way, it will be more engaging when you use that, what a phrase like, are we together? Is that clear? It will be more engaging that you are referring to the audience instead of telling them, okay, okay, like that. Thank you. And also the different topic, the way you put them, like the different topic, you put them on one screen. I will appreciate, that you separate them and put them on different screens so that it will be more bold and more clear. You put them. So because we want also concentrate on the topic you are telling us. So if you have separated the different content, and you make it more bold and more clear for us to see, it will be more wonderful, and make your presentation even more beautiful. Okay, and apart from this, room for improvement, I think your presentation was professional, and I appreciate you citing Sambandha, Abhideya, and Prayojana, which is that's when you mention that Sambandha, Abhideya, and Prayojana, it makes me feel like you are very vast in the scripture. It makes it nice, which is very good. So, and also you cited Srila Prabhupada at the end, which I really appreciate a lot. Was very wonderful. You said Srila Prabhupada. Like I already said, it's very wonderful. We give credit to Srila Prabhupada because without him, we cannot have this knowledge. So when you started Srila Prabhupada, I was very happy. So you concluded well also. So thank you very much. I really appreciate your presentation and your hard work you put in it. Hare Krishna. Any comments or something you want to say?
Thank you for the feedback, Prabhu. I really appreciate feedbacks. So yeah, I know now what to do or what to fix whenever I do presentations. I didn't even notice that I do filler words. Like, okay, I think it just comes out naturally. I don't know. I never thought that I do that. Like, okay. That sounds so condescending. Okay, thank you for thank you for pointing it out, Prabhu. I will improve. Okay.
I understand. I understand. Yeah, it's not that the okay is so bad, but the way it sounds is like it look like filler words. Okay, that's why I'm saying you will have used expression like, "Is that clear?" It's like, "Are we together?" Like that is more engaging with the audience instead of okay. You see, so it's more engaging. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, so we'll go to the next presenter, and then Mother Lakshmi is not here. That's why I wanted her to be here. You see, but it's okay. You tell her to go and watch the video later, okay? Because I'm going to give it on anyway. Tell her to watch the video later, okay? So I appreciate her hard work. She really put so much hard work because for you to make acronyms or presentation, you really have to think. Not that every other people do not think, but you all know what it means to make acronym of a presentation. It means like, how do you give meaning to this? So it was really mental hard work, and the objective of presentation she gave in the beginning, the use of acronym to illustrate your point was nice with graphic, was very nice. So I really appreciate what she did. Room for improvement, when using the acronym, I saw that she was just using the acronyms. There was no reference, because whenever she's speaking about the particular acronym, she will cite a particular verse in Bhagavad Gita, but she did not put it on the board for us. So she has to put it there so that as he's saying it, we can see it that, okay, what she's talking about, this particular acronym, this is the verse. Then like that. So it makes her work more captivating also. And so she has to add that. And next time also she should arrange the content, because I saw that the work was nicely organized, but she did not put the content in the beginning. So next time she will have to put the content in the beginning. It makes so when she's already telling us what she's going to tell us about the whole presentation, we can see that right from the beginning. So apart from that, your presentation was wonderful. The form of acronyms. So we try. So thank you, and Hare Krishna. Okay, and so now is Mother Tripura. Okay. So Mother Tripura, thank you very much for your presentation and nice introduction, good definition of topics. You really define Purushottam properly in the beginning. Was very nice, and a nice explanation of the content to be presented. We gave the content, what you are going to talk about. I like very much the verse quoted in Sanskrit. You quoted a very nice Sanskrit, about the solution. Was very nice. I find it very attractive, very interesting. And show deep understanding of the topic also. And room for improvement. Although in the beginning, we were talking about the content, but you didn't put it for us to see. You see? We didn't put it there. We didn't arrange it there. So it would be nice to arrange the content there So just as we are talking about it, we'll be reading it there because you already put it there. Even though you put a picture there, but there was no anything on the picture. So and very important also that you quoted a very nice verse. That verse you quoted, I find it very nice, interesting. You will have give a highlight of that verse. Even if it means you give that verse a page, like because the way you sound, the way you quoted that verse, it looked very fluent in your mouth. Means that you are not looking at the book for you to quote the verse. Means you already memorize it. So it will have been nice to put it on the screen also, so that we can see it. Just put only that line you quoted and the translation. That would be food for our eyes also to just look at it, and it will make your presentation also more very nice. So yeah, so your presentation was very short, was okay, was short. Apart from all this, your presentation was fully presented and also properly organized. So thank you very much for the nice conclusion. Hare Krishna. Okay, is that clear? Anything you want to say?
Thank you so much for the feedback. Yeah, I'll take note of all these things. I already took note. I'll try to implement in my next presentation.
Okay, and when I finish, I will ask from any of you, is there anything you find in any particular presentation that you want the person to improve that I didn't mention? So we can bring that also. So let me continue, okay? And Dr. David, thank you very much for your hard work. You really make a very great endeavor in your presentation. It was very nice. In the beginning, you are feeling shy to present it because when you see all the other people presenting, you felt, oh my God, I cannot compare with these people, compete with these people. Like, this is far, far way more professional than mine. So you were hiding and you were not confident enough to present until I pull you out of the hole. But when you come out of the hole, come out. Then eventually you came out. Okay. So thank you for coming out to give the presentation. So it seems that you are not very good in using PowerPoint and Canvas. And that is why you are finding it difficult to put them in that kind of format. And so I will encourage you to go on YouTube. You can find out on how to use this kind of apps. It's very, very good, actually, because as you are growing older, like now you are in Vietnam, you may have to become a preacher there, so when you develop these skills, it will help your preaching activity. So I saw that you're not very conversant with using of those, PowerPoint, Canvas. Okay? So we can learn. I know some of the devotees were not very conversant with using some of this app also in the beginning. Now they learn. So if you can learn. And also so some of the words also you use cantos. I don't know the meaning of cantos. So maybe you have to be sure of what the word you are using. Cantos, you put cantos on your page. I was thinking, what is the meaning of cantos? So maybe you have to be sure of what you are using. And also, maybe next time, whatever you want to explain, you can use word to search for the picture. So when you search for the picture, it will help you to put the picture, then you can put little wordings, what you want to say in that picture. So that is how to improve your PowerPoint. So you can search for the picture using words. Now we are in the AI world. There's so much more you can do just by searching on the internet. Just, okay, this is my idea. Just put it on Google. Then click on image. You may be surprised, Google may bring some image that will be relevant to what we are trying to explain. or some other app like that. You can find out. In that way, it will improve your presentation. So I think next time you should talk less about yourself and focus more on the presentation. Because you are just talking about, oh, I'm this, I'm not that, there's no temple here. No, so it should be more focused on the topic and the presentation, and in that way, if you give more time for the presentation, like searching the words, really putting effort in, so that will make it to become absorbed in that particular chapter also. And in that way, we can learn more from that particular chapter. So because for now, this is by Krishna's arrangement that you are here, because there's no temple in Vietnam. So if you really, try to, the way you are studying and try to put it into practice for preaching, maybe you may do you may start a good center in Vietnam, So apart from that, thank you very much for trying, for really making an endeavor to give the presentation. We really appreciate it. And I think you can do more better. You can improve next time if you put more time on working on the presentation. Thank you, Hare Krishna. Want to say something, Prabhuji?
Hare Krishna, thank you for your comments. And I didn't think my presentation was very good. I think you were more graceful than I would have been. Thank you.
Yeah. So I think if you put more time in there, really put some more time, hard work for it, you will do more greatly. Sometimes we rushed in towards the end, then we don't really get so much result from it. But if you really put more time, I'm very sure you can be very dynamic and very creative also. If you put more time.
Who am I making a
Time on it.
presentation for? Who am I trying to impress, or who am I trying to show anything to? It seems like everyone around me is much more advanced than I am. So what more can I say that they don't already know?
No, it's not about that. It's about you trying to show us what you understood by trying to give that presentation in the class. You are not impressing anyone. Nobody's expecting you to impress them or to show your academic knowledge. But we are giving you opportunity to show your understanding of that particular chapter. And that will help you in your preaching application. Whatever we are learning here is to help us in our preaching application and personal application. So if by this, when you put so much hard work in that, then we will know that you are learning something and you are trying to apply something in your life also, because we will come to see in your presentation. Is that okay?
Yeah, thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So, Mother Shaya, thank you very much. You are the lesson online. And thank you for your endeavor. It was so short. Shows that you didn't put any endeavor on it. Maybe you rush it. Maybe you don't have time. I don't know. But it was so short. And I wish that next time you should use your own voice. You have to be confident to use your own voice, because it's about we want to see your presentation skills, how you are going to speak and present it to us. And even though if you are going to read it like in the book, like others did also, whatever you are going to tell us, it's okay. But we want to hear your voice. So use your voice and give more time for your presentation, even if it is 30 minutes every day. Because let's say for some time we have 1 week, we give 1 week for this presentation. You just have to do time management, maybe 30 minutes every day or 1 hour every day. Just do little work on it and leave it. Then tomorrow, another little work on it and leave. This is how to actually work and put things together. Sometimes you see people write a lot. They don't sit down 24 hours to write. They just write 30 minutes every day, 1 hour every day. They leave it and come back. So I think if you put more time on your presentation, it will be very wonderful, because I saw in your graphic that you can do much more. the graphic you presented, and even the way you summarize it, I know you can do much more, but you have to manage your time so that you can bring that your creativity inside you. I've seen your other presentation also, so I know you can do much more. So give more time to it and try as much as possible to use your voice. That will build your confidence, and it will build your morale also. So thank you very much for the endeavor, at least to give the 2 minutes presentation. We're looking forward for better presentation in the future. Thank you. So any comment, Mother Shaya?
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. I am going to take it more seriously next time. Go
Thank
Ranga.
you very much. Thank you very much. Okay. So anybody want to add anything to what we have said already?
Prabhu, want to add something?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, for Prabhu David, because he was actually mentioning when he was presenting like about having a temple in Vietnam. So basically, Vietnam will not allow to have a temple because it's a communist country. However, there is a Bhakti center in Hanoi. That's where my aspiring guru goes to. So he can search it online, then he can communicate with the devotees there. Because rather than he travels from Vietnam to the Philippines to associate with some devotees and then visit a temple. It's much nearer to from Ho Chi Minh to Hanoi, and it's much cheaper flight as well. So he can just go there and then associate with the devotees there. Then by the time then maybe they can meet up someday because it's very near Prabhu. Ho Chi Minh and Hanoi is like some less than an hour or a bit an hour for a flight. So they can meet up and they can exchange, so that he will have associations with the devotees there. That's all.
Okay, thank you very much. So, Prabhuji, I hope you understand what Mataji is telling you. He said there's some devotees in Vietnam, so you can take advantage of associating with them sometimes also. So, want to say anything about that?
Not really.
Okay.
But things are changing a lot in Vietnam. And, the Indian community is very strong here, actually. And there are some very old temples here. But they're not governed by anybody. They're not I don't know. I can't explain it very well, but things are definitely changing. And Hanoi is just as far away as the Philippines, to be frank.
Is that it's as far as the Philippines?
Yes, it's more than an hour away.
Oh, okay.
It's just as far. But one of the reasons why I go to the Philippines instead of going to Hanoi is I kind of want to get away from here. It's nice to be in a different place, but it's okay. I mean, I will take her advice into hand and try to find this group in Hanoi. I don't know how helpful they can be to me, but maybe they're going through some of the same things I am, so that'll be helpful. And I appreciate that, Mother Nikki. I mean, Mother Nerika. Yes, I'm sorry.
Yeah, their name is too close. Sometimes I mistakenly that also. Like
No, it is not close, Prabhu. It's not. It's Nikki. It's a consonant. Ki. Ni ha. It's so different, you guys.
You both need a new name.
4 syllables.
I'm just saying the beginning consonant is almost same. That's what I'm trying to say. Me. I know the other ones are different, but when you want to start the pronunciation, it's like me and me. So sometimes you want to say Niharika, you say Nikki. Hare Krishna. So, any other contribution from the devotees? Okay, so we have more 15 minutes. And for those who did not participate in the last presentation, please let us, because like I say, knowledge is very powerful. So the more you study, the more you become godly. The more you study the scripture, the more you become godly. So when we ask you to do this presentation, it's opportunity for you to study the scripture more, even apart from the one we are doing now in the class. So because before you can put things together, you have to read it and you have to think how to bring it together. So in that way, you are cultivating that knowledge. You know, you are imbibing that knowledge more into you, trying to understand what you are going to put on paper. Before you can put something on paper, you have to understand the structure, how you want to put it. So it makes you to even dive deeper in what you are studying. So please let us put a little more effort, because the more scriptural, the more we study about the scripture, the more godly we become. Because the knowledge of the scripture is the food for the soul. Okay, so let us put more effort. Hare Krishna. And so let's continue from where we stopped. So we stopped at what verse yesterday? Verse 8.
Verse 8.
Okay. Very good. Thank you very much. So I'm going to share that and we'll continue from there. If you have any question or any comments, let me know. So we are going to verse 9 today. So yesterday, okay, let me quickly go back to what happened yesterday. 1 minute. So yesterday, like we summarized the previous verses we studied about Krishna talking about the divine and the demoniac nature. And so in yesterday also, Krishna mentioned that the transcendental quality are conducive for liberation, and whereas the demoniac qualities makes for bondage. Krishna was saying, and Krishna was reassuring Arjuna that he was born of divine qualities. And I remember talking about, Prabhupada mentioned in the purport about this quality actually come from birth. And many of us, because we are born from, our parents, they did not really prepare for bringing a particular child into this world. They just want a child and they didn't think so much about what kind of child they want. So many of us will come into this world like that. So unlike when the Garbhodan Samskara is performed, like the parent consciously say, okay, we want to invite a godly child into this world, something like that. Then you can have a child that is born of divine qualities right from birth, like that. So, and Krishna also mentioned that in this world, there are two kinds of created beings, the demoniac and the divine. And then go on to explain the consciousness of the demoniac. How they say that Krishna mentioned that those who are demoniac do not know what to be done and what not to be done. They are not clean, no proper behavior, like that. And also how they explain that this world is unreal. There's no God and it's produced of sense desires. So there are so many philosophers in this world who have this kind of notion that there is no God. And I said it, when I was preaching, I met a guy like that. So they think that they are the controller of everything. They think they are in control. And they don't understand that there is a supreme controller, because they want to do whatever they are doing and they don't want to be responsible for the consequences. And that is why they develop this, or they love this kind of philosophy. Because this kind of philosophy is atheistic philosophy, makes you to feel that you are in control. You don't need to be scared of whatever you are doing. They believe that when you believe in God in control, then you have to live a godly life. Whenever you're committing sin, you feel guilty, and that guilty starts making you to feel bad. So they don't want to have all these feelings. So they just say there's no God. And once they say like that, so it means that you can do whatever you like and get away with it. No one. So Bhajita Swami Maharaj said, that even though if you think that there is no God, you should see behave nicely. Because if you find out that there is God when you leave the world, you'll be in trouble. You know? So even though you think that there is no God, you should still behave nicely. Try to follow the universal laws. Try to be saintly. Try to not to commit sin. Because if you say there is no God and you commit all kind of sins, thinking that there's no reactions, and you come out after you die, after death, you find out there's God, you're going to be in big trouble. So like that. So it's very, very important for us to have the fear of God. Higher than fear of God is love of God, but everything begins from the fear of God. So these are some of the philosophies. So let's continue from verse 9. And so Krishna continued to describe this nature. Estandri sima pastabhya nastat mano pabudaya prabhavanti ugra karmana shayaya jagato ita. So Krishna is explaining here, following such conclusion, whatever we have read in the past verse, the demoniac who are lost to themselves and who have no intelligence engage in non-beneficial, horrible works meant to destroy the world. So let's hear what Papa said in the purport. Okay.
Okay. The demoniac are engaged in activities that will lead the world to destruction. The Lord states here that are less intelligent in the materialists who have no concept of God think that they are advancing, but according to Bhagavad Gita, they are unintelligent and devoid of all sense. They try to enjoy this material world to the utmost limit and therefore always engage in inventing something for sense gratification. Such materialist inventions are considered to be advancement of human civilization. But the result is that people grow more and more violent and more cruel, cruel to animals and cruel to other human beings. They have no idea how to behave toward one another. Animals killing is very prominent among demoniac people. Such people are considered the enemies of the world because ultimately they will invent or create something which will bring destruction to all. Indirectly. This verse anticipates the inventions of nuclear weapons of which the whole world is today very proud. At any moment, war may take place, and these atomic weapons may create havoc. Such things are created solely for the destruction of the world, and this is indicated here. Due to godlessness, such weapons are invented in human society. They are not meant for the peace and prosperity of the world. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much. So, like Papa mentioned very practically, we all know what is going on in the world now. You know, now everybody has the nuclear weapons, and they are threatening to press the button. And if they will press the button, we are all going to be in trouble. Because this nuclear weapon is very, very destructive. You know, and this is the work of the demons. You know, how can somebody with good brain create something that will destroy others? So it must be demoniac brain. Even though the invention looks so wonderful, but it's for the destruction of people. It's for the destruction of people. So how can that be wonderful? How can that be godly? You know, the invention is demoniac. That's what this verse is saying. Krishna says here in the verse that they engage in an unbeneficial, horrible work meant to destroy the world. Creation of nuclear weapons, atomic weapons, is for destruction of the world. So whoever is behind all this creation, just tell me how his brain is divine. It's demoniac. Because the demons, they are always thinking of how to destroy the world. You know, how to control the world and how to enjoy the world. That is what makes them to be demoniac. They don't care about God. They don't care about, protecting the health. But at least to some extent now, there are some godly people coming up and challenging the demoniac people. Now, when you are studying your MBA or studying all this deep or whatever, maybe it's DBA or pursuing all this kind of career, there's a particular course about sustainability. They start teaching about sustainability. Maybe in the bachelor degree also, maybe they teach about sustainability. I don't know so much, but I did that when I was doing my MBA. Sustainability is much more about talking about we protecting the health, because now these demoniac people, they have found out, or the godly people already find out, that the way the demoniac people are exploiting the health cannot be sustained. We are going to push ourselves into danger. The heat will continue to increase more and more. You can feel more heat during the hot season. During the rainy season, there's going to be more catastrophic rains, and there's going to be so many typhoons. It's because of our demoniac nature of exploiting the earth. So then the nature is fighting back. And that is why you see they are talking more and more about sustainability, going to electric cars, going to, solar panels, kind of cars and buildings and all those things, generating electricity in a more sustainable way, building the factories in a more sustainable way, operating in a more sustainable way, in creating a greener environment. So at least some people are waking up to this reality that if we continue to exploit the earth, we are all going to put ourselves into ruination. They begin to realize this more and more. So that is why there's much more campaign about sustainability nowadays than ever. That's why you begin to see more of eco village coming up, eco farms coming up, because people are beginning to realize that the direction that we are moving in our civilization, we're going to destroy ourselves. So it's very, very important to understand that if we follow God's plan, we will ultimately be happy. And God's plan for us is for us to live a simple life. Just imagine, everybody wants to come to the city to make money. What we are going to eat, is it coming from the city? No. What we are going to eat is coming from the province. It's coming from the farm. If you get so much money and there's no food, how are we going to sustain? Not possible. So everybody wants money, but nobody is caring about food. So in this way, these demoniac people, they continue to invent much more faster way to grow food that will ultimately affect our health. And these people who are creating all this thing, they know what they are doing, they know the chemicals they are putting in all these plants. So they are always looking for organic food. Meanwhile, they are giving us the poisonous one. Because they're only thinking about making money and enjoying. They don't care about others. So that's why Prabhupada created this movement. And right from the beginning in the 60s and the 70s, Prabhupada again and again emphasizing about we creating sustainable community where we grow our own food, we till the land, we try to live very simple. Prabhupada is talking about this again and again. Right at the beginning, if you read Prabhupada's mission statement, you can see one of the major purposes of creating ISKCON is for us to have a self-sufficient community. Because the way the world is going, we are going into AI world, So they are putting all their energy in all these inventions, pulling all the people into this, thinking that this is what they need. But the food that we all need to sustain ourselves, They are pulling people out of that. So people don't want to, now those people, they are taking over the business of food now. So they are genetically growing the food. So they grow past apple, past papaya, past this, past that. So nothing is naturally grown again. In this way, when we eat all these things, it will affect our health ultimately. So all these things are the propaganda of the demoniac people. They always find fault in God's arrangement and think that they can create better alternative. In that way, we are using our own hand to ruin ourselves. Any comments or contribution regarding this?
About the atomic bomb or atomic energy.
Yeah.
I mean, at the time when it was invented or discovered, wasn't it to prevent or wasn't it to fight off Japanese during the war? So it's like fighting fire with fire. So how come it's evil when it's trying to stop another nation that's basically killing everyone off in the world?
I didn't know which part of history that mentioned that Japanese was killing all the nation.
No, yeah, it was World War II, right?
Yeah,
so
it was World War. And generally World War means country fighting each other. And there must be the beginning of the war. The beginning of war was between the German and the German and what is the
Italy, Germany, and then Japan, they were together. Yeah. And then we have the UK, the America, the Allies.
So like that. So the World War started like that. Just like today now, we have Russia and Ukraine. You know, they are fighting and it's not stopping. And it may lead to World War if it doesn't stop as soon as possible. Because then the other country will start joining, taking sides. And now they are trying to avoid taking sides because the NATO doesn't want to take sides. But once they take sides, then it becomes World War. So yes, atomic bomb is for you to protect yourself, but ultimately is to destroy everyone. Because when they throw the atomic bomb on Japan, in Nagasaki and what is the name of the other place?
Hiroshima,
it destroyed practically everything on that land. And for many years, it was mentioned that nothing was able to grow on that land. So how does that help the earth? How does that help human being?
Prabhu, but it did stop the whole thing. It stopped the war.
Okay. I hope that nuclear war did not come up again. Then you will know that this time around it's not going to stop anything. It's just going to escalate because everyone has a nuclear war now. That time, only America had it. That's why it was able to stop it. But now, if they try it, you will understand that it cannot stop anything. It's going to escalate it because now everyone has the button. Not only America has the button now. The Russians have the button. Practically all the world power has the power. Britain, they have their own nuclear. Practically all the Western world who are very powerful have their nuclear power now. You know, and that is why they are preventing the Irans from having theirs because they know, you know, also if they have it, it may lead to bigger problem, you know. So you see, this is a power play and politics. It doesn't deny the fact that who invented that nuclear one was demoniac in nature because it's for destruction, mass destruction. Okay, it's for mass destruction. It's not to make us so that we can live more longer and serve God and be happy on earth. It's for mass destruction. So how does that help anyone to become godly? It doesn't help anyone. So because that is what Prabhupada is saying in the purport, because it's for destruction, so it's demoniac. Is that okay? So any other contribution? It's already 7:35. Okay, so today is Friday. Tomorrow is a public holiday, and the after tomorrow is a public holiday. So we'll continue on Monday. And now we are in the test 9 because of the feedback today, so we could not cover so much. But very soon we're going to finish chapter, because the remaining one is self-explanatory. Krishna just describing the demoniac nature. We'll just read through them and make some few words. Then we cover it, chapter 16. Then now we are in chapter 17, which is more practical to us. We just need to know about this demoniac nature so that we avoid them. But in chapter 17, Krishna explain more about the 3 modes of nature, the 3 fates and all that. So we can relate with that because of the 3 modes, then we can understand how to practically apply that more in our life like that. Okay. So we stop here. Thank you very much, everyone. And see you on Monday. Hare Krishna.